Hello, my name is Karin Ranstrand from Greenland. I've just returned from Ethiopia where I was doing installation of solar suitcases for Greenland and one in particular for the Light for Life, sponsored by Hannah and Tachi.
Given your experience visiting other health centers, how did the Emirate Health Center differ from others?
It didn't differ a lot from other health centers in Ethiopia because they are very standardized. The maternity ward usually has access to 3 rooms. One is for delivery, one is for before delivery, and one is after delivery. So they're very standardized, which means a solar suitcase is actually a very suitable size because you have 2 lamps and they can, with the long cord, they can be used in all 3 rooms during nighttime. So it's a perfect combination.
Could you elaborate on what the installation process was like?
And the installation process usually it follows a couple of steps. That's common for every installation. When you get to the health center, you discuss with the health staff where they need the light, where they use it the most, and which angle it should come in, etc. And then when you have decided where the solar suitcase should be placed, you have to look on the roof and see that there is suitable roof. Now Ethiopia is very close to the equator, so you don't need to have a very strong, a big angle on the solar panel, but it still needs to be in direct sunlight for most of the day or the entire day.
Right. Could you tell us a bit more about the midwives you met, the ones who run the health center?
Yes, at this health center, they had 3 midwives, and I met 2 of them. They have 2 female midwives and 1 male midwife. There is always a midwife on duty 24/7 at this health center. I'd like to say that a typical health center has about 30,000 people living in the catchment area. So there is a lot of people living around there. So the midwives I met was, the female one is called Tigist. She is 24 years old. She's a government trained midwife and she's been working, I think, for 4 years. And the male midwife was Tamirat. He was 22 and he had been working for 2 years. It's very common with male midwives in Ethiopia because that was a degree that was very popular among men, and it also guaranteed a job. Now it's changing more and more, so most women actually do want a female midwife. There is still a very big lack of midwives, educated midwives in Ethiopia.
What were the highlights of the experience for you?
At Amarit Health Center?
Yeah, and just the trip in general.
If I start with Amarit, it was very interesting. There was a lady who was delivered to the health center by a group of people. She was actually carried in. She was suffering from eclampsia, which is a very treatable disease that you can have during pregnancy. She had a seizure because of high blood pressure and her organs were failing. She was delivered in, and with the help of the fetal Doppler, they could quickly establish that she needed what they needed to do in order to save the baby. They did some emergency procedures at the health center, and the midwives knew exactly what to do. Then they called for an ambulance, and after about half an hour, 40 minutes maybe, an ambulance came and she was delivered to the referral hospital in Bahir Dar, which is the capital of the region. That night she actually had a C-section and she delivered a little boy that we actually saw in the hospital. He was 2.7 kilos and she was very, very sick when she came to the health center. This is something that eclampsia is preventable, but you need to come for prenatal checkups during delivery. This woman had not been there for checkups before, so it was an undiscovered disease that could easily have been prevented had she been to prenatal checkups. But you must remember that some women, they walk for hours just to get to a checkup.
Yeah.
Do you think that the solar suitcase is going to have a large impact at the health center?
I think so, definitely. I also made revisits to health centers where we installed solar suitcases 12 to 14 months ago, and we see there are many more deliveries taking place at the health center, and there are also more women coming for checkups, because it's one thing follows the other. So if women start coming for checkups, they are more likely to go and have the baby at the health center, which is safer. And then they will also come for post checkups, and they will go for family planning. So there are many good things that come with actually just getting the women to come to the health center. A part of the solar suitcase is the fetal Doppler, where you can use it to measure a baby's heartbeat when you're pregnant, and that is very, very popular, because that is the first time you hear your baby's heartbeat, and it's amazing. And that is a device they have not had before. They use the traditional wooden, like a little listening device like this, but that is only for the midwife.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.